All right, so Stephen Wong says, what is the difference between Protestants and Orthodox Christians' views on salvation? I mean, that would be a very long post and a very long answer. I'm not sure I could get through it, but an easy way for people to understand, let's say, a little bit of the difference is that, let's say, many Protestants, not all Protestants, but many Protestants really focus on the idea of substitution, and an atonement by substitution, which is the idea that when Adam sinned, he kind of infected humanity with sin, and that we deserve to die. And so the sacrificial system in the Old Testament was a way to compensate for that, was the way to offer things instead of yourself, because you were supposed to die, because that God's anger was kind of directed towards you to kill you. And so the idea is that God put all his anger on Christ, and he is the substitutional whatever sacrifice.
That wasn't the direction where I thought Jonathan Pajot was going to go into, simply because I personally think that the difference fundamentally of Protestants, especially low church Protestants, like non-denominational evangelical Christians, they are more so focused on their personal salvations. Like, are you saved? Are you saved? Are you saved? Do you put your faith in Jesus Christ? Much more so than Orthodox Catholics, because Orthodox Catholics will more so be in this idea of I am in the disposition to be saved. I am in the predicament to be saved. But I don't know if I am going to be saved in the eschaton, because Orthodox Catholics have a kind of like a threefold when it comes to salvation. You were saved in baptism, you are continually being saved by being in the ark of salvation, which is the church, and you will be saved in the eschaton or in the resurrection. So this idea of us being, I would say, of us being personally saved, like, are you saved? Are you saved? Are you saved? Are you personally saved? Is more of a Protestant idea than an Orthodox idea. That's what I would say is the fundamental difference between Protestants and Orthodox. By the way, my name is Aaron Cortez, Orthodox Christian. Let's continue watching the video.
And that's how we are saved. So if we believe in that, then we are saved, because we can enter into that sacrifice. And so that's like I said, not all Protestants believe that, but it's definitely a basic idea, and that you're saved by faith. So if you believe that, believe that this sacrifice is true, then you are saved by it. And so Orthodox really don't see salvation like that at all. They see salvation as a form of healing, a form of that through the sin of Adam, death entered into the world, and so we live in these bodies of death, which are pulling us in different directions, because your body is in danger. Then you have a propensity to sin, because you can be convinced that your desire to eat, or your desire for sex, or your desire to protect yourself is all encompassing. And so you feel comfortable taking things from others because you're doing it to protect yourself, or to bolster your dead life, let's say. And that Christ came to assume human nature, fill it up with his presence, and that participating in that through the sacraments, through communion, through love of each other, is a healing process for our life of death, let's say. So that's what salvation is. Salvation is actually healing from these passions, from these desires, from the slavery that we have, with things of the world. And
yeah, and I would 100% agree with that. The idea of salvation in the Orthodox phronema, in the Orthodox mindset, is this idea of theosis, or becoming like God. St. Athanasius has this quote that said, God became man so that man can become God, or man might become God, lowercase g God, simply because that is the idea that St. Peter was talking about in the Petrine verse, that talks about we are partakers in the divine essence, in the divine nature. We don't become the divine nature, we don't become God, but we partake, we are participable in the divine essence. And that's what I would say is one of the fundamental differences between Orthodox and Protestants, this idea of personal salvation, and the difference in the mindset and the thinking between Protestants and Orthodox when it comes to the doctrine of salvation. Please, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell. We upload every single day. Oh, at least I try to, by the help and mercy of Christ Jesus, every single day at 5 p.m. And yeah, consider following my Instagram. Link is in the description down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. God bless you.